Hey guys, the video today is all about my kit essentials for male grooming. Now I have been getting a ton of questions and requests about videos on how to do male grooming. So this video today is just going to be about the products that I carry in my kit so you guys can kind of better understand what I like to have. And then I will be doing a second video that will talk about some of the tips and techniques and things to think about when you're working on men. Now, as I've said in previous videos, this is just my way of doing things. You can use what you have. You can think about purchasing new items for your kit for male grooming, but this is just to give you some ideas of things you need to be aware of if you have a client that is requesting male grooming. And for those of you that don't know what male grooming is, it's basically just doing hair and makeup on men. And a lot of the times, if you are working in certain markets, when they hire you to do male grooming, you will be doing hair and makeup. So in this video, I'll talk shortly about some of the things that you might have to keep in your kit for hair for male grooming as well. We're gonna start with skincare. Now, skincare is just as important for men as it is for women, and you wanna make sure you have a good selection of skincare products in your kit. You can use the same skincare that you have for women on men as well. It all works the same way. It is nice though to have some specific skincare products for men if they're labeled for men or if they smell a little bit more masculine. Sometimes your male talent or your clients will appreciate that and they'll feel special, and it's just something nice to have in your kit. From my skincare essentials video, I talked about having some Kiehl's products. Those are the products that I like to carry in my kit for skincare. They've got a couple great products that can prep the skin, that control oil and shine. So I'm gonna list the ones that I like in the description box below for you. I do have them in my kit, but they're depotted, so you won't be able to actually see what they look like. Most of the male clients I have are not allergic to it. You can get them in gift sets, so they're smaller sizes for your kit. So that's why I tend to gravitate towards those. And you also want to have some sort of an aftershave because there is a chance that your male talent will be shaving on set. So something you can apply on the skin as an aftershave is great. And as you guys know from the Embryo Lease video, it also makes a great aftershave. It smells a little bit more feminine, but the smell goes away pretty quickly. So if you're stuck, you can also use that. And because a lot of the other products that you see me talk about, the Bioderma, the micellar lotion, all of those products are pretty much unscented. The Avène skincare I like to have as well. So those products can easily be used on men. There's not much different there. So keep that in mind. Don't go crazy buying a whole ton of skincare products for men. You don't need an additional entire skincare kit. Just a few things. Maybe some hand cream is really nice for men. And as I mentioned, those anti-shine products, especially when you're dealing with men that have receding hairlines or bald heads, that's going to be really helpful for you. I would recommend when you are working on higher profile clients for men or women, it is nice to have some brand name things in your kit in the package that they come in. I know depotting is a very popular thing, but the odd time you might just want to have a few smaller or sample sizes there. The other thing that is included in skincare is lip balm as well, and you do want to make sure that you have a couple products in your kit that are specifically for men, or lip balms that do not leave a very high shine. One of my favorites, which I think I've talked about in other videos, is the Kiehl's lip balm. This is the Facial Fuel. It's called the No Shine Moisturizing Lip Balm. This is pretty much a staple in my kit. I've used this for men, women, children. Anytime I needed to apply a lip balm without a super high shine. You don't want them having glossy lips when they're going on camera. There are other products out there, so just think about finding something that doesn't leave the lips too shiny. Having lip balms with not a lot of shine is also great if you're working on extras, if you need a base for lipstick for somebody that has really dry lips, but you don't want to interfere with the finish of the lipstick. So just generally, you should have some no shine lip balms or lip moisturizers in your kit as well. Moving on to foundations and concealers, I like to carry a couple different things in my kit because you just never know, but my go-to palette is the RCMA VK11 palette. You guys know I am in love with this palette. I carry this all the time with me no matter what I'm doing. And if you watch my videos on the VK11 palette, you will remember that I talked about RCMA designing some of their color process foundations with men in mind. So with these foundations, the colors in the series that have a higher number were designed for men. But this doesn't apply to all men all the time. You're gonna have some men that are gonna be more fair. You can pretty much be sure that you will find a color for your male talent in one of these palettes. The other reason I like the RCMA foundation is because it looks very natural on the skin. When I talk about some of the techniques and things to look out for when you are applying makeup on men, looking natural is super, super important. Most people don't perceive men in general as wearing makeup. So when they're on camera, there is a fine line between applying not enough and too much foundation. So with the RCMA foundation, you can pretty much guarantee it's not going to look super cakey on the skin. And when I explain this, think of like old school newscasters with really heavy makeup on the skin. We want to avoid this when we're working with male talent. So the RCMA for sure on camera is going to have that natural skin-like finish. The other product I like to keep in my kit, Cinema Secrets. You guys saw this in my foundation kit essentials video. Now the reason I like to have Cinema Secrets is because a lot of pigment in this product covers things really quickly. So little ingrown hairs, cuts from shaving, tattoos, anything like that that you need to cover on the fly really quickly. You can cover these things with the RCMA, but sometimes the Cinema Secrets, for whatever reason, just goes on a little bit faster and you don't have to worry about layering as much. So you might want to have something with a little bit fuller coverage in your kit just for those little cuts and bruises and little ingrown hairs that happen. And some men have sunspots on their head as well, so you might need to cover those depending on what you're doing. Another great product to have in your kit for male grooming, this is the MAC, it's the Pro Concealer palette. This one is medium to deep. It's the one that I find myself using most for men in my market, but of course, depending on who you're working on, where you live, where you're working out of, you might have to have a couple different ranges of colors. For me in my kit, I carry almost the full range of these concealer palettes. The finish of the concealer looks really great and really natural on men if you don't use too much. And all of the Pro Conceal and Correct palettes in MAC do come with the color correctors. And since you guys know the color wheel now, you definitely will know how to use these. So all of that stuff from the color wheel, of course, it applies to men as well. So it's great to have this handy in your kit. Setting powders and loose powders are also important to have in your kit for male grooming. You need to set the foundation that you've used on their skin to make sure it lasts throughout the day. My number one is the RCMA No Color Loose Powder. Fantastic product, just sets the foundation that you're using, doesn't apply additional color onto the skin so you don't get a cakey look on your talent. The other great reason I love that product is because it works on any skin tone, and this is really important because you want to have versatility in your kit with shades as well. So with the RCMA No Color Powder, you just need the one thing and it will work on any skin tone. So that's why I like to keep that one. Another one of my favorite products, you guys have seen me talk about this before, it's the MAC Blot Powder. I have this one here in the medium dark, just showing you guys because it is one that I use quite often for a lot of my jobs. So the Blot Powder is just to control shine. When you're working with men on camera, shine is a big issue and you need to be able to control that shine without caking a lot of makeup on the skin. As I mentioned before, we need to keep men looking as natural as possible on camera. So the Blot Powder, great to have. Great trick to blot those bald heads, receding hairlines, ears, and tips of the nose and things like that. So the Blot Powder, a couple shades are great to have in your kit. Now, a lot of the time when you're first starting out in your careers, you're going to be working on sets with a ton of extras and you may be processing 30 to 50 people a day. When I have those days, my favorite product to use is the MAC Studio Fix. One of my favorite colors for men I'm pointing out here is the NW35. I just find for me, for a lot of the men that I work with, it's a really great shade. If you don't know anything about the Studio Fix, it's a really old school product by MAC. It is basically a powder foundation. This stuff can get really cakey, so you have to be careful. When you have less than 5 minutes to touch someone's face to get them camera ready, sometimes I will just take the Studio Fix, a powder brush, whatever the correct shade is, get that on quick, make sure they're mattified where they need to be, and that's all I'll do to process some of my male extras. So the Studio Fix is a very handy product to have in your kit or something similar. Sometimes you only have a couple minutes to get things done. You're not going to have time to prep skin and to use under eye concealer and to use lip balm. Sometimes you just got to get the job done, and I find that the Studio Fix powder gives a little bit of coverage. It does control shine, so your male talent or extras on camera will be looking amazing if you only have like 2 seconds to deal with them. Another awesome tool to keep in your kit, this is the Blotterazzi. It's the blotting sponge by Beauty Blender. This is great to just have generally in your kits. If you take a look, it's exactly the same color as the Beauty Blender sponge, and I think they have the black ones now too, the Pro ones. These are great to have because you can touch up and blot oil off the skin without applying more makeup. And as your day goes on, if you're on set for 12 hours and every 20 minutes you're applying blot powder on their face, they're going to look really awful by the end of the day. So this is a great way to break up some of those touch-ups. You can use the sponge, absorb the excess oil. Then if it gets really out of control, you can go in and apply either a mattifier, something in a spray form maybe, or you can do a blotting powder as well. So the Blotterazzi just allows you to control surface oil and shine without adding more makeup because you need to steer clear of that, especially for your very long days on set. Depending on where you are living and working, you may have to do hair as well for male grooming. A lot of the times hair and makeup are included when someone approaches you to book you for male grooming. So if you are kind of new to this and you have a client that is booking you for male grooming, make sure you confirm with them and double check it is makeup and hair. Now, in terms of hair and what you need in your kit to do hair for male grooming, I just bring my hair kit that I use for any job with with me. So you almost need to have an entire kit just for that. There are things that are more male friendly or male specific, but if you're working in fashion or on camera, guys have all lengths of hair just like women. Sometimes you're going to be doing sleek looks, sometimes you're going to be doing really messy textured looks, so you need to keep that in mind and have products available for that. Of course, a blow dryer, you need a round brush if you have to do a style that needs a little bit of volume and is pushed back. You also have guys that show up to set wearing toques and baseball hats and have dirty hair, so dry shampoo, water spritzers so you can do a quick blow dry on set if you need to. So these are all things you need to think about when you're doing male grooming. And the other fun thing we get to worry about when we're working with men is hair and body hair and all that stuff. So you need to have a little mini shaving kit with you. This is what my shaving kit looks like, so I'll show you what's in here. The most important thing you're gonna have in your grooming kit is this hair and beard trimmer. Make sure you spend decent money on one of these. If you can get it at the drugstore or Walmart, it's probably not gonna be a great brand. Try to go somewhere like Sally Beauty where they sell professional quality trimmers. This guy here is called the Peanut. It's tiny like a little peanut and it also looks like a peanut, and it's by Wahl. So I will link to this product for you so you guys can check it out. This is one of my favorite beard and hair trimmers. It's small enough that it's not horrifying and scary if you have to use it. You will have to trim neck hair and chest hair and other body hair. This is part of the job. I have done it many times. If you have male talent that's going on camera and they have hairy fingers, you are going to have to trim the hair on their fingers. The other important thing to remember when you're purchasing a beard and hair trimmer is that they come with different attachments so you can trim the hair at different lengths. Very important to make sure you have this. This guy only trims at one length, which is like down to the skin, so you need these little attachments. A lot of the times, especially if you're working with models, the client will ask the model to come with a little bit of scruff, but sometimes it's too much scruff and they have to trim it back a little bit. Usually what happens is you give your model or talent or whoever a trimmer with the attachments, they know what to do and they'll go and take care of it. So make sure you definitely get one of these in your kit. First time you have to trim someone's hairline or their chest, it's a little awkward, but it's part of the job, so you'll need to get over that fairly quickly if you want to do this job. The other thing that can happen and will probably happen to you if you are trying to work in this industry, you will get a model that comes to set and forgets to shave or didn't know they had to shave. So you want to make sure you have shaving cream for them and aftershave and disposable razors. So keep those in your kit as well. Do not reuse the disposable razors. That is disgusting. Let them use it one time. If they want to take it home, they can, but if they leave it with you, throw it out right away. So get some good quality disposable razors and some decent shaving cream. I just carry a travel size. I don't even know if this is good shaving cream, but it says ultra sensitive on it. So whatever you can find in the travel section, just make sure the razors aren't terrible. If they cut their face or create a rash on their face from a cheap razor, it's going to be more problems for you. Try to get a decent brand of disposable razor. Now, if there are some of you watching that think trimming body hair is just too much for you and you can't deal with it, you also might be responsible for providing a little bit of a manicure on set. Now, your client is going to know you don't do manicures professionally, but if you have men on set, especially if their hands are on camera, there may come a time where they need to clean up their cuticles, shave hair on their hands, or moisturize their hands and nails. So make sure you have a little bit of a manicure kit available to do this. These things sneak up on you, so I want to just make sure you guys are prepared. What I like to keep in my kit for nails, especially for male grooming, a buffing block, four-sided buffing block, so you can smooth out the nails and also make the nail look shiny without applying polish. It looks great on camera. The other thing that may be helpful is a bit of a cuticle remover, and you can just push the cuticles back with one of those wood sticks or orange sticks. So have a couple of those handy. And another thing to remember when you're using nail products in your kit, make sure they are disposable. You don't want to reuse nail tools. What I like to do, I'll get those orange sticks as a cuticle pusher. I'll cut them in half, use them, and then throw them out after I use one. The other thing is buffing blocks. You can get them and you can actually cut them. So you have mini tiny little buffing blocks and you can use those on your talent and then throw it out when they're done. Try to remember to have a little bit of a manicure kit handy. Put one together. It's great to have just generally in your kit, and we can talk a little bit more about this in another video. So that's it. Those are my kit essentials for male grooming. A lot of stuff you got to think about because it's less work on the face makeup wise. Hair, nails, body hair, these are all stuff you might have to be responsible for with your male talent on set. I'm going to create a list for you of all the things that I think you need to have, and I will include links to some of my favorite products so you can check it out. But again, no pressure, whatever works for you. Thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and thumbs up if you like this video. And if you have any more questions about anything, you know you can put them in the comments box below. I will do a video on some of the application techniques for male grooming just to give you guys a better idea of what to look for and how to apply makeup makeup on your male talent, but I will probably have that out for you guys in a couple weeks. So look forward to that, and I will see you guys on the next video. Bye!